Hey guys, welcome back. Today this is a pre-recording that will be for your Monday lesson. We are sticking with place value, and so we're going to be looking at numbers, and there'll be underlying digits, and we'll say, well, what's the value of that underlying digit, such as like if there were a 5 in the 500s, or if there were a 5 in the hundreds place, and I said, what's the value of that 5? You'd say 500. So that's what we'll be doing. On top of that, we're also going to be writing numbers in a couple of different ways. We're going to be using standard form, word form, and expanded form. So you have that to look forward to. This is for lesson 1.2. And before we get rolling, I got a really great joke. You'll really like this one. So actually, this isn't a joke. This is very true. My mother sent me last Christmas, she sent me a sweater, and I loved it at first, and I was wearing it, but it would always shock me. It had a lot of static electricity in it. So I found out where she bought it. I returned it to the store, and believe it or not, they gave me a brand new sweater free of charge. All right, now for today's assignment, I'm on page 13 as we're doing this pre-recording. You won't see something like this on your assignment, but you will see it in your book. So I thought I would just go over it real quick. You can see we have our place values split up into our ones, thousands, and millions. They've given us the number 7,333,820. And they want us to recognize that, hey, when you have a 7 here in the 1 millions place, that's like having 7 1 millions, which is equivalent to 7 million. As we move over here, we have 3 in the 100,000s place. That's like having 3. Yep, I put that comma in the wrong place. I apologize. Ignore that one. So we have 300,000s, which would be 300,000. Sorry, I'm reaching around the camera a little bit today, so we're not seeing it so well. They did this one already for us. We have a 3 in the 10,000s place. So that's 3 10,000s, which makes 30,000. Here we have 3 1,000s. So that's 3 1,000s, which makes 3,000. Here in the hundreds column, I have 8. So 8 100s is 800s. We have 2 10s, which would mean I have 2 10s, which is 20. And then for 0, we don't really have to worry about that too much because we don't have anything for it. All right, let's move on. Still on page 13, I've moved down to number 3. I like to stick to the odds on the pre-recordings and then evens we can do when we're working together if you have questions and you contact me. For these look a lot like what you'll do in your assignment. They're going to give you a number, they're going to underline a digit, and they're going to ask you to give the value of that digit. Now, the one thing I want you to be careful about, some kids hear value of the digit and they assume that we're talking about place value. Now, we're actually talking not about place value here, we're talking about the actual value of the number. So you just say, well, this is a 1 in the hundreds place, so its value is 100. Another thing I encourage kids when they're asking you to find the value of the underlying digit is just go to that underlying digit. Oh, it's a 1, so you write the 1, and then everything to the right of it is going to become a 0. So you just make that a 0, which is already 1, and then that a 0. I'll show you how that works here. Here we have a 9 in the 10,000s place. So what you could do is you could just write that 9, and then look how many numbers are to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4 are to the right. We're going to turn all those into zeros. And we'll just come back and put our comma in. And I did an even problem. I'm such a liar. I said I was going to do the odds. Ugh, my bad. Well, since I already messed up and did an even, I might as well just keep doing it. It's probably best that you see that both of these anyway. So right here, we're going to need to write these numbers in 2 other forms. So they gave it to me in, this is what we call expanded form. So we're going to write this in standard form, which is basically just what this number would look like if you were just to write that number out like usual, like if you were to see it on a check that you won for winning a golf tournament. We're also going to be writing this in word form, which looks similar to what you see over here. So let's get started. I'm going to do the one that takes up the most space first, which would be word form. So we have 800,000. So that's going to be 800,000. And as we leave that period, we'll go to the next one. And then we've got 4 1,000s. So that's just going to be 4,000. And we ran out of room. And then I got 6 ones. So we'll just call that 6. So this number is 800,000 4,006. Now, let's show what that would look like in standard form. So one thing I like to tell kids, since it starts with 800,000, our biggest digit is going to be 100,000. And you can see that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digits. So a good rule to start with so you don't mess up might be to just go ahead and give yourself 6 placeholders, because we know the number is going to only be that big and not any bigger than that. And then it says I have 800,000, so go ahead and put an 8 in the 100,000. It didn't say anything about 10,000, so we give it a 0. It did say I had 4 1,000s. And then it didn't say any hundreds or tens. It just said we had a 1, so that's going to be 0, 0. No, I'm sorry, it was 6 ones, right? So it's going to be a 6 in the ones. So there we have it. We have our word form and our standard form. Let's move over. All right, over here to our word form. Now we're going to have to turn this into expanded form, and we're going to have to turn it into standard form. Now I know, and you might notice the paper's clean. That's because I misspoke, so through the magic of editing, new paper. All right, this is how expanded form looks in most math books today. Your parents, when they saw 8 times 100,000, they would have probably just wrote 800,000 plus 4,000 plus 6. I like that way as well. This other way is a little more tedious, but it's the way they're showing it, so we should probably know it both ways. So we're going to do 7 million. That just means I have 7 1 million. So you literally have to write out 7 1 millions. You put it in parentheses, put a plus sign. Now, next it says I have 20,000. Now, if I think about the number 20,000, 20,000 is really 2 10,000s, right? It's a 2 in the 10,000s place. So I'm going to put 2 times 10,000. And then we have 32. So if I think about the number 32, and sometimes it's best if you just write them and just kind of think about it. That's a 3 in the what place? That's going to be a 3 in the tens place. And then there's a 2. That's a 2 in the ones place. So we're going to be plus 2 ones. And now we've done it in expanded form. Let's go ahead and translate that to standard form. Don't fall over, buddy. All right, we're having a little technical difficulty. As I said before, it might be good to get some placeholders out. So I know this is gonna be my biggest number. It's 7 million. So I'm gonna go all the way out to the millions, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, it says we have 7 1 millions. That's our biggest, so it goes here to start us. We don't have any 100,000s. We did have 2 10,000s. We didn't have any single thousands. We jumped straight to the tens. So no hundreds to speak of. We do have 3 10s, so I put a 3 in the 10. And remember, it was the number 32. We have 2 1s, so we put a 2 in the ones place. And there you have it, expanded and standard form. Most of the assignment then goes just back into doing what we were doing, writing the numbers in different forms. So this is like what you're going to see when you click on the assignment to do it for me. Here, I do want to warn you, you're also going to see one similar to this on your assignment. It says consider the numbers 4,205,176 and 4,008. What is the difference in the values of the 4s in each number? So for that, remember, this is 4 million. And this is 4,000. And it did say difference. When it says difference, we should be thinking subtract. So what we want to know is if I subtract 4,000 away from 4 million, what's going to be the difference? I just want you to be careful on that. I notice kids a lot of times will just try to rush and do that one in their head. It seems like a simple little subtraction problem, but more chances than not, you'll miss it if you don't actually do the subtraction. So take the time, set it up, and see what you get. I think you'll be happy. All right, catch you later.